Good afternoon, it's Pastor Marty from the Afternoon Drive. Well, Jussie Smollett has successfully diverted the average American and liberal America's attention away from the fact that Robert Mueller has exonerated the President of the United States. It's allowed the lying legacy corporate corrupt propaganda machine media to not have to do a mea culpa and admit that they are guilty of having propagated an absolute lie and hoax on the American people for the past 2 years, to hold any type of accountability on themselves. No, nay. In fact, some of the so-called media outlets, fake news, and let me just say it, enemy of the people, because that is exactly what they are, the enemy of the people. And in case you didn't hear me clearly, the enemy of the people. Some are actually now doubling down, saying things like this. Well, the fact that Robert Mueller did not find collusion within the Trump campaign could only mean one thing. Donald Trump colluded. Where these brain trusts come from that become either commentators on CNN, PMSNBC, NBC, ABC, CBS, or candidates for the 2020 nomination of Democratic presidential hopeful, it's astounding the level of, on one hand, stupidity, and on the other hand, just the outright arrogance that they have to continue to insult you, insult your intelligence, and the absolute deception on their part to not once and for all tell the truth. Isn't it sad when we have to get an example of truth-telling from the former chief of staff for one Barack Obama, Rahm Emanuel? You know, there are people from Chicago, and I have to tell you, I worked in the city of Chicago, worked in the downtown loop. I had an office on the 12th floor of the Insurance Exchange building. There are people from Chicago that are really convinced that still the police superintendent and Rahm Emanuel, that they're out there doing what they're doing, but they're still part of the corrupt decision to let Jussie off the hook. I don't believe that. I really don't. David Axelrod, also an advisor to Barack Obama at one point, is saying that this is not good for Democrats. This whole Jussie Smollett, let him off, no repercussion, no time for the crime. This is not a good look going into an election cycle. That's not a good look anytime there, Axe. I really do believe that Mayor Rahm Emanuel, I said this yesterday, I'm going to say it again, he's in a crime-ridden city. He's got all kinds of backlash and pressure from everywhere about get this city straightened up and safe. And I think when you've got a guy like Jussie Smollett, you got him, the evidence is overwhelming, and the state's attorney lets him walk. We know that she's not only connected to Michelle Obama, but she's also committed to, wait for it, Kamala thinks she's a Hottie Harris, 2020 Democratic hopeful for the office of President of the United States. This thing is corrupt, and as Sean Connery once said in the movie The Untouchables, playing the part of a police officer in the city of Chicago, that's the Chicago way. This city smells like a whorehouse at low tide. 100% right. The corruption of Chicago is notorious, it is infamous, and it has been known for literally well over a century. That said, letting Jussie Smollett walk. Now, I thought this was interesting yesterday. Remember now, Jussie claimed why he had been jumped by white guys, MAGA hats, saying this is MAGA country. And they poured Clorox on him. And then they put a noose around him. But he beat them off. And they ran for their lives. But he walked home doused in Clorox and a noose around his neck. called the police 2 hours after it happened. They show up at his apartment. He still has the noose around his neck. And it's white guys. They were wearing masks, but they were white guys. Jussie said yesterday in his little press conference that he has been consistent throughout this entire process. And he has. He has consistently lied since day one. It was 2 white guys. He said, nothing in my story has changed. But his attorney said the 2 Nigerians that Jussie paid, but he's denying he paid them. He was on the phone with them right up to the attack, and they even rehearsed it. Jussie's attorney said yesterday, hey, look, the 2 Nigerians confessed to this attack. Go arrest them. Well, wait a minute, I thought it was 2 white dudes. Last time I checked those Nigerians, they weren't white. And not one reporter, including little Humpty Dumpty Brian Stelter over at CNN, has asked that follow-up question. So, here's my final word on this, because I'm tired of talking about it, and we have other things to get to. My final word is this. It must be great to have celebrity privilege. You know, we hear so much about white privilege. Well, I guess this is black gay privilege. Black gay celebrity privilege. Is that what this is? Because this wouldn't happen for you or me. If I went to Chicago and faked a hate crime, I'd be in prison right now. But Jussie Smollett, connections to the Obamas, gets away with it. Congratulations, Jussie. You're now OJ. And I hope the feds do come after you. I love the fact that today, the police of Chicago, tired of being the scapegoat for everything, and now they're even being vilified by progressive left media. They did a document dump online. You can read the entire Jussie Smollett case and see the evidence. Love it. Love it. Love it. Jussie, or should we call you O.J. Smollett? You may have walked, but you're guilty as sin. That's it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Hit the bell, get my next rant, and please share these videos so that we get this channel out there. The algorithm within YouTube does not promote conservative ideology or conservative voices, so please, as you share this video, other people discover the channel. Thank you.